that, based on Sera's consistent tardiness to evening prayers. Her purple mother played the most beautiful music on the miniature harp. She was always asked to play at festivals and celebrations, but Sera had no musical talent whatsoever, and her purple mother had understood this early on and never pressed her. She was too boisterous for the aviary. She got bored and distracted while overseeing the seer sheep in the meadow. She was too impatient to tend to the bees in the apiary. "Perhaps Sera will be the first Cerulean with no true calling at all," Corinne said, in a tone that was at once honey-sweet and laced with tartness. Trina and Dana exchanged a glance. Dana had already found her calling to help care for the orchards and had received a blessing from the High Priestess. She would begin her work there soon. Sera was fairly certain Trina would be asking for a blessing to work with the midwives any day now. "Of course she will find a calling," Leela said brusquely. "She hasn't yet," Dana pointed out. "Neither have I," Leela shot back. "Yes, but I would like to tend to the tether," Sera said. She didn't know where the words came from, but once they were out, she knew they were true. The other girls stared at her as though she had just sprouted an extra head. "The tether?" Elorin gasped. "No one tends to the tether," Corinne scoffed. "It hasn't needed tending in years and years. That was the whole point of attaching our city to that planet down there in the first place." The city above the sky wasn't like the many planets of the universe. It was not a planet at all. It wasn't round like a ball, but flat, a floating oval disk with a temple in its center and two sprawling gardens at either end. A fine membrane of magic protected its outer rim and encased it like an egg, securing its edges so no mindless cerulean would wander off it and fall into space. Since it had no rain or snow or any discernible weather, the city must attach itself to a planet by means of a tether, a tangible, finely wrought chain of magic in links of gold and silver and blue, invisible to the human eye, but perfectly visible to every cerulean. This tether gave the city life. It drew nutrients up from the planet, minerals and molecules of all kinds, the way grass draws water up from soil. It kept the great estuary full and the orchards watered. It kept the air pure and the animals healthy. Sera's green mother had told her of how dangerous the journey to this planet had been, nearly 900 years ago, after the great sadness had happened, and cerulean life had changed irrevocably. It had taken so long to find the green, blue, brown orb below. The estuary had nearly dried up, and the moonflower fields had withered and blown away, and the seer sheep had begun to die. "How can we be sure the tether is still healthy?" Sera said to Corinne. "My green mother told me that there used to be Cerulean who would look after it and warn the High Priestess when it was time for the city to move again. Our city used to move all the time, didn't it? And now we've been stuck here for almost a millennium." "Because Mother's son gave us a great gift," Elorin said piously. Elorin would definitely end up as a novice. "This planet has so many resources to share, we need not move at all." "But we're meant to move, aren't we?" Sera said. "In all the oldest stories, the Cerulean would move from planet to planet, sometimes even twice in 1 year." "I don't know what your green mother has been teaching you," Corinne said, "but mine has never said anything about any Cerulean tending to the tether." All green mothers were educators, imparting to their daughters the history and stories of the Cerulean people.